Decluttering in 2026 is going to be completely different than it has been even the last year or 3. And here's why. It has never been easier to acquire stuff, to buy stuff, to bring stuff into our home. So we are high on inventory, but we are low on energy and mental bandwidth. Our attention is so fractured right now, and it leaves us feeling drained. So our house is draining us because of all of this extra stuff we've accumulated. Our brain is tired and overwhelmed, and it can get to the point where it's debilitating, immobilizing, where we're like, I know what I need to do. I know I need to simplify and declutter my house, but it's too much. It's too much. And so again, the problem, we have way more stuff, we have way more stress, we have way less energy, and the stuff, most of it is worthless. So today I want to give you a very specific strategy for 2026, how you can overcome this overwhelm and lack of energy to get your house decluttered and decluttered quickly. These are all new tactics for this new year. And I'm also going to share with you 2 very specific videos that I want you to watch next that walk you exactly through this decluttering process. I show you in real time, like real stuff, the tools and the systems that I'm going to explain to you. Because again, we have to have different tactics. You know, I've been making decluttering videos for over 7 years. I have videos that have gotten millions of views. I work with women every single day inside of our membership community, and I can't believe how things have changed in such a short time. What worked in the past simply doesn't work anymore. So today, let's talk about these new tactics that we need for 2026, the 2 absolute most helpful tools that are going to be a huge game changer, and then a big mindset shift that's going to help you feel lighter and carry you into the new year. Okay, so real quick, I just want to make sure we're on the same page with the problem again, because I know you're very quick to blame yourself. I'm lazy, I'm unorganized, I'm unmotivated. That's why my house is how it is. No, that's not it at all. It's these 4 things. 1, we're living with more inventory than ever before. In the last few years, the ability to buy stuff, to get stuff, to bring stuff into our home has just gotten easier and easier. We have the dollar store, we have the Target dollar spot, we have Amazon going from 2-day shipping to 1-day shipping to same day shipping. Not to mention the traditional things like thrift stores and free cycle sites and people setting stuff out by the curb. Everywhere you look and everywhere you go, there is stuff. And some of it we've spent money on, but a lot of it is fairly inexpensive too. But our brains have not caught up. Our brains are hardwired to hoard. And so when we see things on clearance or on sale or inexpensive, our reaction is to bring it into our home. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. But again, the problem is when it's so easy to get all of this stuff and we're naturally wired to bring it in, then what has happened? Our homes have filled up. So number 1, it's never been easier to acquire stuff. Number 2, the stuff is less valuable than before for 2 reasons. 1, because a lot of it is just inexpensively made, but 2, because there is so much volume of it. Even something we've spent a lot of money on, you might go to and try to sell it on Marketplace and there's no one interested in buying it because we have all overconsumed for multiple years now. The amount of inventory in the world has gone up, and so stuff has gone down in value. And again, unfortunately, our brain is still like, but wait, I paid that much money for it. That's not the value of it. The value is, what would somebody pay for it today? And the truth is, our donation centers are overflowing. They're throwing stuff away. There is not a market for all of this stuff that we have acquired and consumed. So we've acquired all of this stuff, and now most of it is worthless. And what does that do? That makes us feel really guilty because we look around and we're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? My house is filled up with all of this worthless stuff. And then number 3, our mental bandwidth is cooked. We are tired, stressed, overwhelmed, overextended, trying to do too much, keep up with too much, and we can't do it. Something has to give. And so again, if you look around your house and you have piles of stuff and extra stuff and undone things and all of this, and you look around and you're like, I don't even know how I could come up with enough hours in the day to deal with it all. That's where most of us are right now. There's nothing wrong with you. We've let the inventory creep up. It's too much stuff. It's too much to do. And we simply can't do it all. And then what's making it worse is our house is just draining us. Our home should be a safe place to come home to, a place to rest, recharge, reset, rejuvenate, for not just for us, but for our family too. But it is draining us. So again, we look at all this stuff we have to to do, and our environment is not conducive with motivation and us feeling inspired to do it. And so we know logically what we need to do. I need to declutter and simplify and come up with a game plan for working through all this stuff. But our house is sucking the life out of us, and the easiest thing we can do at the end of the night is scroll or turn on Netflix. And again, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain, if it's not a life or death situation, is looking for the easiest route out of that stress right now. And so zoning out on social media or watching TV is completely normal. Your brain is doing what brains do. Path of least resistance. But we know we can't keep living like this. So don't worry, I have you covered. Here are the tools we need to be able to declutter successfully in 2026. And like I said, I have two very specific videos that I'm gonna link to everywhere links should be, where I put this in action. I literally walk through the clutter with you and all of this stuff, and we do it together. Because again, we have to declutter differently. And I'm gonna show you, like I will show you, okay? I will show you real stuff. But the two tools that we need, one is a black trash bag and two is a time will tell bin. All right, but we're gonna use our black trash bag differently. In the past, we've used black trash bags to throw away stuff that is worn out, broken, or just like literally garbage. Here's what we have to do differently in 2026. We have to throw away perfectly good things. Perfectly good things. And again, it's stuff you spent money on. It's stuff that you bought thinking that it was gonna make your life better or easier. That's why we buy stuff, to make our life better or easier. What's the problem? 98% of the stuff that we bring into our home does not fulfill that promise. It does not make our life better or easier. And so we think it's going to, but often we succumb to marketing and influencers and a good deal. I mean, marketers know how to get you to buy stuff. So again, I want to take all the shame out of the clutter in your house right now, because we've all come by it so honestly. None of us have ever lived through this before, a pandemic and now 2-day and 1-day delivery, how easy it is to acquire stuff, and the sophistication of marketing and influencers. This is all new terrain for us. And so we're learning, but we need to push reset on our homes. We need a fresh start. And the only way to do that is to start throwing stuff away, because the problem is donation centers don't want it. They want the really good stuff, the high quality stuff, but a lot of this little stuff that we have floating around our house, it actually has no value. And again, when I say value, it doesn't matter what you paid for it. Value in, does anyone out there actually need it? And a lot of this stuff, everyone has piled up in their homes too, and they simply don't need it. So yes, please, of course, donate really good stuff to your local thrift stores. They do still want that. But anything that is mid, like the kids say, mediocre, not that awesome, throw it in a black trash bag, and we all need to move on with life. We have over-consumed for too long. There is too much stuff. There's too much stuff. There is not enough people to use it. And again, I know many of us grew up frugally. You're not wasteful. You don't just throw perfectly good stuff away. Your brain is gonna fight you on this too. That's a resource. Why are you throwing it away? We should save it for lean times. Not understanding that we simply have too much, and we're continuing every day to bring more stuff into our homes. But here's the thing, we're gonna move on to the time will tell bin, but here's just, again, what I wanna reassure you with throwing stuff away, because it feels yucky. When you go through this process, feel the yuck, feel that like, ugh, I spent money on that and now it's worthless, right? Because that feeling is what's gonna make you a different consumer moving forward. You're not gonna get tricked into buying these things again. You're gonna put stuff in the shopping cart and wait and walk away from it. You're gonna think through, hey, remember last time I bought something like that and I never ended up using it? I actually ended up throwing it away. Your brain is gonna draw on that. And coming up, I'll tell you why decluttering gets so much easier as we go, and how like this big mindset shift. And I do wanna tell you real quick, just right now for a limited time, you're gonna get a free household binder, like the actual printed pages, when you join our membership community. It's on special for just $22 a month, normally $45. You get the free printables and all of the support and encouragement and tools and strategy and resources that come alongside of it. And so it is an incredible group. We're gonna not only help you get your house decluttered, but all of your household systems in place as well. And when you sign up right now, you're gonna get this for free, 30-day money back guarantee, cancel anytime. I just wanna invite you into this incredibly supportive group of women. You're gonna fit right in. You're gonna feel so encouraged, supported, loved, seen in all of your mess. There's no shame, no guilt. We just work together to get our houses running smoothly, and it is so powerful. And I spend a ton of time in there, and I'd love to get to support you and to know you better as well. But let's talk about the time will tell bin. So I used a time will tell bin in my mom's kitchen a little bit earlier this year. Let me show you how powerful it is, because like I said, what's the problem? Our brains are overwhelmed. So a lot of times when we go to declutter, we hold something up and I'm like, I don't trust myself to make this decision right now. My brain's kind of fried. I spent money on it. I haven't been using it, but what if I need it in the future? Your brain is trying to run all the scenarios in the future when you might need this item. And none of us want to be hasty, right? We don't want to be wasteful. We want to move out the stuff we're not using. It's not making our life better, but we want to keep the stuff that we are using, okay? And so the time will tell bin can be a Rubbermaid tote, an Amazon box, anything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to put stuff in there that we're just not sure. If you just don't know if you should get rid of something or not, we're gonna put it in a time will tell bin, we're gonna put the date on it, and then in a few months, we're gonna circle back and see if we missed any of this stuff. And we just call this time testing it. I'm setting it aside and seeing if I miss any of it. And there's a few areas where I really recommend using a time will tell bin, and that is in your kitchen with clothing and kids' toys. So the cuz. So kitchens, because a lot of times we have gadgets. Gadgets are pretty worthless and they kind of suck because usually they're more work to clean than they are to use, or there's a learning curve with using them, but they're tricky again for our brain to let go of because we spent money on them. So we toss it into a time will tell bin and we set it aside. So kitchens, really helpful to use a time will tell bin. Also with clothing, most of us have weird attachments to our clothing, especially as women. What if I gain weight, lose weight? What if I go back to work? What if I have another baby? What if I don't? All these different things. We can be kind of indecisive when it comes to our clothing. So a time will tell bin is really helpful for that as well. And then kids' toys. Did you know your kids don't actually need any toys? Probably if there's a third video I was going to link to here, it would be my video on kids' toys, so you can have the right amount for them. But kids need so few toys. Our kids are drowning in stuff and they are desperate for human connection. They're desperate for clear space where they can use their imagination. And so one of the best things you can do as a parent is just to box up all of your kids' toys, leave out a handful of the favorites, and just test it out and see. We did this many years ago. Our kids asked for one toy back out of the hundreds that we boxed up. They loved it. Loved it. It was one of the best things that we've ever done. So time will tell bins or boxes are perfect, again, for kitchens, clothing, and kids' toys, but for anything else that's hanging you up as well. All right, so those two tools, I'm telling you, you can plow through your house along with this mindset shift that I want to explain next. Okay, but now a monster mindset shift that we can make. And this is something new. I haven't shared this before, and I'm hoping it's gonna be really helpful, again, for getting our homes completely decluttered in 2026. Here's the thing we need to understand about our brain. Our brain works on predictions. It is constantly scanning, analyzing, and using our past experiences to predict what is going to happen next, right? Like you were even anticipating that I was going to say that word because it would be very logical based on past things you've heard or conversations that you've had. And so our brains are constantly trying to predict from if I'm going to sit down on this stool, that the stool is going to hold my weight because it's done it in the past constantly. Everything we do, our brain is using past knowledge and experiences to predict what is going to happen next. And this is how it keeps us safe. It keeps us from walking off a ledge or putting our hand on a hot stove. We're always scanning our environment and predicting what is going to happen next. And it's no different when it comes to decluttering. Even just recently inside of our membership community, I took out one of my parents' junk drawers and we were sorting it together in here. And I'm like, easy peasy. I have strong decluttering muscles, right? Like, and I'll tell you how this leads to us getting strong decluttering muscles, but I'm like, it's just a junk drawer. Like I can declutter this. And it was really remarkable that as I was getting into it, initially I'd be like, okay, I have rules. Like if I don't know what this thing is, if it's in the far back of the drawer buried, that means everyone's forgotten about it. No one's gone looking for it. We haven't used it in a year. Like I have these rules that it's like automatic, go, trash, done, right? But if I wasn't just making quick decisions and getting it into the garbage bag right away, my brain was working against me. It was like, but what if it's for that? But what if your dad needs it? But what if Corbin knows exactly what that's for? But remember that one time that you threw something away and then you needed it again? It could have been one time out of the thousands of things that you've decluttered, but your brain's like, wait, hold on, we don't want to make that mistake again. Our brain's not saying, oh man, this is gonna feel so good. Your home's gonna be so peaceful. Your family's gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna feel confident and in control. Your house is gonna be peaceful and restful. That's not what your brain's saying. It's not reminding you of all the benefits of decluttering and simplifying your house, why you even pulled the stinking junk drawer out in the first place. No, it's trying to remind you of that one time you accidentally threw something away and then someone in your house needed it. Isn't that remarkable? And so if we can recognize this, there are things that we can do to counteract it. So one, the 3-second rule, make quick decisions. If you forgot you had it, you don't know what it is, you don't know how long it's been there, it's missing a piece, it's broken, anything like that, we just toss it. It's gone. And it needs to go into a black trash bag. If we see it again, then again, it's gonna start the loop of our brain questioning it and trying to predict if we're actually gonna need it. We wanna shut that loop down as quickly as possible. And so quick decisions. And again, we have to remember most of this stuff is inexpensive, inconsequential, does not matter, right? Does not matter. So we make quick decisions. We also have rules. Again, if I haven't used it in a year and I don't know for sure that I'm gonna use it in the next year, gone. When it comes to duplicates, we had like 12 carpenter pencils. I don't know why. We're really realistic. How many carpenter pencils could I use in a lifetime? Not even 12 then, right? Like we don't use carpenter pencils. So of the 12, I could keep 2 of the best ones. Even there was like a bunch of Gorilla Glue. There's more glue there than instances to glue anything, right? So I'm gonna pick the 2 best ones and I'm gonna let the others go. So we try to have rules, quick decisions, and it has to go into a black trash bag. But here's what's cool. Over time, you are gonna gain confidence and your brain is gonna have new data to work with. So now we call it building up your decluttering muscles, but really what it's doing, it's training your brain to realize that you have made a lot of very safe decluttering decisions. So now when my brain is going back and looking at old data, my brain can say, oh right, we did get rid of a bunch of clothes and we didn't actually miss them. We did get rid of a bunch of kids' toys and no one actually missed them. And what I've noticed for myself is there's different areas in my home I have a lot more confidence than other areas. Like clothing, kids' toys, I can that all day long. Office stuff we did recently, meh, I don't care. Kitchen stuff, could not care less, right? But there are still sometimes like makeup, beauty supplies, that kind of stuff where I'm like, oh, but I spent money on it. Oh, will I go back and use it again? Oh, am I gonna regret it, you know? And so again, that's where having time will tell bins super helpful. And even in the bathroom, I do have a small time will tell bin in there as well. And so again, we use our rules, we use the tools that we have, and we stick together. And so we have to be reminded of this. We have to keep reminding our brain why we're doing what we're doing, because if left to its own devices, our brain is gonna revert back to primal instincts, which again are hoarding and storing up for lean times. But that is just not the world we live in right now. We live in a noisy, overwhelming world, and we come home and we just don't get a break from it. So right now, what's more valuable is a peaceful place to come home to, not a home stuffed to the brim with stuff that we maybe could need in an apocalypse, right? Like it's just not the time that we live in right now. So we stick together. And again, I have over, I don't know, 700 videos to help you declutter. We have our membership community for even more support if you're really serious about getting your house decluttered very quickly in the new year. I hope that you will join us in there. And then we have those freebies for you as well. But no matter how you go about it, I just want to see you get your house decluttered and simplified, because again, when I look back, I can't believe how my confidence grew in myself, how I was able to have less anxiety and more peace of mind, and also to feel like I was doing a good job as a mom and at managing my home. And then, you know, we could talk about getting things in place like cleaning routines and meal plans and all those things that I really wanted to get better at as well. So I really couldn't believe how all of the pieces of running my home came together once I got it decluttered. It was remarkable and powerful. And, you know, I've said I've been a minimalist for 10 years, got rid of 85% of my stuff, and I just don't miss any of it. And so I really want that for you too. It's too important and there's too much on the line. All right, so I hope you subscribe. I hope we can spend more time together. Now, I have those other 2 videos that are so helpful. So I love you and I will plan to see you over there.